Brien, we're at the 43rd.
Yes.
The 43rd New Orleans Investment Conference. What is it like this year, and how does it compare to the other years before?
Well, it's always a great event, and I tell people, I try to describe what it's like. I try to describe how we're different from every other investment event out there. The level of speakers we have, the way we arrange things, the camaraderie and intellectual energy that you see in the halls here that I think you've seen over the past few days. So it's always great. And maybe it's that every year I think this is the best ever and we try to make the best, but this one's really been amazing.
Well, give us some details of highlights of this event.
It started off really from the get-go when we had Robert Helms open up the show and get a level of energy and excitement from the crowd. But the crowd this year, our attendees, we have our mainstays, you know, who come here through thick and thin, through all the cycles of the commodity markets and the markets in general. But we also this year have an influx of new people who are coming here just wide-eyed, looking around and saying, well, why haven't I known about this? And this is really kind of a big secret in the industry. People who come here, they get it, and then they come back year after year. But we've also had a great lineup of speakers. You know, we always feature the top experts in the resource industry and small cap speculative stocks. We have some regulars who talk about the economy and geopolitics. And you know, we just came out of a presentation by Jonah Goldberg that was fantastic. Robert Kiyosaki had standing room only. It's just an amazing individual. So we always try to blend up the speaker roster, and I think it really worked well this year.
Right. Well, you yourself, you're learning a lot, I'm sure, from the speakers who are here.
Yeah. What
is your own takeaway from this year's event?
There's a general consensus building from an investment standpoint that the metals are going to trade, you know, here we are at late October, probably sideways to down until we get to that Fed rate hike in December, and then next year is going to be a really big year for the metals, and that of course will benefit the mining stocks and the junior mining stocks. Politically and economically, I think there's some indications, and again this is a general consensus, that there's potentially some weakness in the economy coming next year, but that right now the Fed is in a box. They can't raise rates too much, although they want to, and the debt's a big problem. And so we're trying to show people, our speakers here are trying to show people ways to protect themselves from these trends. Nice. and make some money from them. For
sure, and you know, we just talked about the U.S. economy in general, but let's all talk about what you're writing about in the Gold newsletter that you publish.
Yeah.
What are your readers getting from you at this time?
Well, we're about to focus on companies that have large resources, because I agree with the view and have putting forth the view in my presentations that I think gold's going to go down toward December, and then we're going to go back up. And in January, in February, as we get a rebound in the metals, those companies that have large, established, proven resources are the ones that are going to benefit initially. I also think that this sector is benefiting from an influx of money that started to come in last year, actually, and they got back to work on some great properties, and the exploration plays are going to be a place to be this year as we get further into the spring and into the summer.
Well, can we talk about some specific names here then?
The Golden Triangle area is going to be a good one. I like Aben Resources. I like what Klondike Gold is doing in the Yukon. And there are a number of other exploration companies out there. I like New Pacific
who is actually
Minerals,
here.
Who is actually here as well. They have a great property in Bolivia, but it could be a massive silver discovery, and they're drilling literally 30,000 meters over the next 6 months, so it's going to be a huge news flow from that one.
Right. Well, lastly, for those of the members of the audience who aren't here, what can you tell them so that they are more interested to come next year, potentially?
Well, if you could turn these cameras around and look at the smiles on everyone's faces, that would probably do it. Yeah, it's an event that has to be experienced. And I tell this to people all the time, but I can't tell you how many of these attendees have come up to me and said, this is my first time ever, where has this been? all my life, all my investing career, I'm signing up for next year.
Yeah, because we talked about this, but Rick Rule's coming here for, what, 30 years?
30 years.
And some of your members here for 6, 7 years, so they're definitely coming back.
Yeah, and I'm kind of a newcomer. I've only been here for 32 years.
Only 32 years?
The conference is 43 years old. It's the first one ever, and it's the grandest and the oldest is known for that.
Well, I hope you carry on forward and continue the success.
We're trying hard.
Thank you, Brien. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.